जैसे कि कोई कॉन्ट्रैक्ट साइन करो, लेकिन here what is happening in the psychological contract where we are trusting the organization psychologically, we are binding them into the contract either to get a good response from them, either by getting the promotions. Like promotion is not at all written into the contract, right? While signing a contract, I never like there is no unclosure saying it that like you will be getting promotion with so and so years. Okay, so that is something which we are expecting psychologically. We are getting into the contract with the organization. Essay benefits that could be get from the organization psychologically. We think it like अपने perception में अपने दिमाग में एक चीज एक अपना belief है कि okay fine, like this is if I work into the organization I may I may get this benefit in the future. So okay, so unlike the formal, we are having some like psychological contract is unwritten set of expectations. It is unwritten set of expectations between the employees and employer. Expectations between the employees and employers. मतलब यहाँ पर क्या हो रहा है कि not only the employees are having certain expectations from the organization, but also even the employers are having some expectations from the from the employees. Like as in they'll be working sincerely into the organization, they'll be giving the contribution sincerely towards the organization, they'll be working mutually with the organization for accomplishment of the goals. So it is a set of contract psychological contract between employees and employers. It is something informally arrangements based on the mutual beliefs and perception between the two parties here means employees and employers. Okay, so here it is a mutual understanding बोल सकते हो आप, mutual beliefs बोल सकते हो, एक perception जहाँ पर हम like we are going to we are going to have a contract with each other as an employer and an employee, ways which is not formal but which is informal. Psychologically हम समझ जाते हैं कि ये चीजों से like I trust on this particular organization, so that if I work into this organization for 5 to 10 years, obviously I'm going to get some benefits out of it. Like this is not there into the contract, but I'll be getting promotions, I'll be getting increment, etc. Okay. And yes, in the organization, in turn, what they're having a perception that they'll be having a belief on the employee that they'll be they can be trustable. We can trust them, and they'll be contributing into the accomplishment of the goals of the organization. That is something called as psychological contract. In the psychological contract, we'll be discussing some importance or essential aspects of psychological contract. Certain aspects are: it is convert, it is unstable, it is unwritten, and it is dynamic. Now let us see how it is convert, how it is unstable, and unwritten and dynamic. Okay, the first is yours, the convert. It is implicit. Often expectations are not directly communicated and verbalized. It's like if I'm working into the organization, I cannot communicate directly with my employer that yes, I'm expecting like this thing at a times I cannot verbally describe it always. Like so what happens sometimes or what employees does it, they just either they do not do their work well. Certainly like you say an employee called A, he was working in the organization very sincerely since very long time, but after a times what happens is he loses interest towards the work, right? So he is not directly saying that I want some promotions or I'm expecting something like increment into the salary. The way he was there is a changes into his work. What employer does is he manager or employer, they call him and they just talk to them like what are your expectations, what are you like, what is reason for your absenteeism, what is the reason for moving from the organization. Like here what is happening verbally, we're not describing what we want or what we are expecting. In the same way the organization doesn't do it. Okay, so here it is convert process, and it is unstable. And I'm saying it is unstable because it's always potentially unstable because it is based on hidden expectations. Unstable इसलिए क्योंकि यहाँ पर hidden expectations से we cannot assume anyone's feeling, because every human beings is coming with their own needs and own way or getting satisfied with the job. So here we cannot assume their expectations and how they we do not know how they perceive the situation. So it is unstable, it is unwritten because as I told you it is not codified or formal. It is a contract which is informal, so it is unwritten, and which is we do not have any legal binding towards the employment law. ये कोई particular law नहीं है जैसे कि like intimation of the employees which we have discussed that one way one month or 1.5 month. It is actually according to the Employee Act. But here in this informal or psychological contract, we do not have any written contract, or we haven't we do not have any laws. And yeah, it is again the essential aspect is it is dynamic. Expectations shift over time and changes constantly, such as when new colleagues join the team, then all this also shapes the organization, as a new situation might require reconsidering the employees and employer relationship. We cannot, it is dynamic because expectations shift over time. Over times also shifts because when certain new employees getting into the organization, the behavior with the managers, managers need to behave with a particular person in a different way. If the particular employee is getting old, or he is having a particular experience with the organization, the behavior could be different with him or her. Okay, so that is the reason it is the expectations changes. That is the reason I'm saying it is dynamic. So this is about four of the essential aspects of the psychological contract. And yeah, it is quite important. The reason is obviously many people from a different cultures is having a different expectation when it comes to the management style, reward system, or work ethics. With the help of this particular psychological contract, an employer can understand that how to handle the employees, and how to retain the employees for the longer period of time by coming up with some assumptions. And usually psychological contract is when an employer or a manager spends a lot of time with the employees, okay, and even if the employees spend a lot of time into the organization, only it could be understood that what the organization wants from the employees and what are the employees expecting from the employer. So it is something what we have discussed, some of the characteristics. It is an uncodified employee contract. It is unwritten. It is unstable. It is dynamic. It is convert. It is implicit, and it is informal arrangement between the two parties based on the beliefs and perceptions. Okay, this was something called as psychological contract. The next topic is HR utility framework. Okay, if you remember, we have discussed how we are going to utilize the human resources in an HR accounting system. We have discussed that human resource utility means हम यहाँ पर क्या हो रहा है कि कितनी value, what is the value of the employees into the organization for the certain time. Like for example, जैसे कि मेरी company में, like if in my company, say XYZ company, have hired around 500 employees that have been till 2018 and 2019. It have decreased to say 459 or 440 employees. So यहाँ पर क्या हो रहा है कि how much employees are here, it could be many reasons for different jobs will be there, like supervisory level pe, managerial level pe, or line workers. It could be like different jobs into my organization. Like यहाँ पर in HR utility framework, we are going to see that how we are utilizing the employees and how many employees could be there into the next year to accomplish the goals of the organization. This HR utility framework or Markov employee transition here means how we are transmitting the employees, either they are quitting or they are moving or shifting to the other job. Okay, to understand more better this Markov transition, let us go through this particular diagram. Markov matrix model, it is a matrix model. It is used to analyze the internal flow. जैसा कि आप बोल रहे हो कि it is used to analyze the internal flow and analyze the external flow. External flow मतलब जब employees are getting out of the organization. Internal flow means here what is happening, employees in the organization are rotated or it is being promoted or demoted. Okay. So here what is happening, this is the probability or average rate of historical movement from one job to the other job. जब आप internal flow की बात कर रहे हो तो यहाँ पर क्या हो रहा है कि it is a historical movement from one job to the other job of the employee. So here what is happening is, according to this model, if you can see the Markov transition employee, again an important topic, with the help of this diagram, you easily understood. If you understand this particular diagram, you can understand the example too. Like you can see that, as I told you, utility framework is to understand that how we are utilizing the employees to the organization and how many good quality and quantity of employees we are having from one. ये एक system है जहाँ पर हम क्या करते हैं कि we usually analyze the yearly amount of employees is there and who have contributed into the organization. Okay, so here the sources of inflows. The diagram says that it is based on the three aspects: the sources of inflows, the unit, the sources of outflows. Okay, So sources of inflows could be from the transfer. Inflows मतलब यहाँ पर क्या हो रहा है कि एम्प्लॉयज एक जॉब से दूसरी जॉब पे ट्रांसफर हो रहे हैं. Either it could be due to the transfers or due to the promotions. Okay, this called as recalls. अब यहाँ पर क्या हो रहा है कि एम्प्लॉय it is there into the organization itself. But when it is current staffing unit, अब यहाँ पर क्या हो रहा है कि this the unit अब कितने employees अपने पास है और कितने employees at the end of the year will be there to manage the upcoming year's work. Okay, now the employees out could be due to the quits, termination, demotions, retirement, death, etc. That is called as your layoff. That is the sources of outflows. So the Markov transition employees model depends on the two aspects, that is the internal flow of the employees as well as the external flow of the employees. Internal flow means here what is happening, sorry, it's outflows of the internal flows and outflows. Internal flow में क्या हो रहा है कि we usually change the job of the employees either for the transfers or the promotions. And in external flows or what in the employee out, the quits, termination, यहाँ पर ओवरऑल हम क्या देख रहे हैं कि यहाँ पर किस तरह से जॉब्स चेंज हो रहे हैं एम्प्लॉयज के और कितने जॉब्स कितने एम्प्लॉयज कंपनी से बाहर जाकर एंड हाउ मेनी करंट एम्प्लॉयज वी आर having, how many current staffing units we are having to work for the upcoming years. Okay, so it could be explained in this particular formula, that is current staffing level and the project outflow this year. For example, अगर आप देखो तो 250, इसका example हम elaborate करके देखेंगे. That is, if you are having a current flow is your 250. Out of the 250 in 2018, just to imagine that again it is your project outflow this year. 2018 में क्या होगा, 31 employees got terminated, quit, and like it could be any reason they have gone out of the organization. Minus projected inflows, मतलब यहाँ पर क्या हो रहा है, ये जो 214 employees है, they are going to change their positions. Okay, they are going to change their positions either from the promotions or transfer into the organization only. The flow is in the organization itself, which is equals to the unit internal supply for the time. तो यहाँ पर क्या हो रहा है कि if you can see 250 employees में से 31 like here what we are doing, 31 got out of the organization, minus 214 250 minus 31, you'll be having 214 remaining. Projected inflows मतलब 214 employees क्या है यहाँ पर कंपनी में ही they have been inflowed or they have been moved or transferred. 31 employees have been terminated. Like when you plus out of this, plus then when you are minusing from your current like 2018 जितने employees है 250 minus your 214, you'll be sorry your 31, you'll be remain with the 219 employees. तो यहाँ पर क्या हो रहा है कि इनफ्लोज देख रहे हैं अपन, आउटफ्लोज देख रहे हैं, फिर उसके बाद 2000 एक पर जितना ईयर का कैलकुलेट कर रहे हो अमाउंट ऑफ एम्प्लॉइज इनटू द ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, that we are going to calculate, and at the end we'll be getting the employees like which is ready to be utilized into the next year. Okay, let us see an example. Like you'll be having you can see in this example that it is an XYZ organization. अब ये चार्ट है मार्कअप ट्रांसिशन एम्प्लॉय चार्ट है where just imagine that it's my organization in XYZ organization where I'm going to I'm going to build a framework for 2018. Like in 2018 my employees have been working or leaving the organization, or I have promoted my employees. तो उसके बेसिस पे मैं क्या कर रही हूँ, एक मॉडल बना रही हूँ जिसके with the help of that I'll be seeing that how many employees will be remain to work for 2019, okay, the next year. So if you can see, like they are like job A, job B, job C, job D. Like job ABC here means that it could be like जो first job A में supervisory level है, second में आपके पास manager level है, फिर supervisory level, फिर line workers, फिर interns. इस तरह से हम क्या करेंगे, एक एक अलग अलग जॉब की एक स्पेसिफिकेशन बता देंगे, ठीक है. So here what is happening, initially हमारे पास जॉब ए सुपरवाइजरी लेवल पे 50 एम्प्लॉइज थे, जॉब बी जैसे कि लाइन वर्कर्स पे 80 थे, जॉब सी में 55 थे, जॉब डी में 65 एम्प्लॉइज थे. ये हो गया कि 2018 में मैं जब रिक्रूटमेंट करी थी या फिर ओवरऑल based on the recruitment and the old employees which is present, I was having so many of employees. That is totally my organization were having 250 employees. Okay, अब यहाँ पर आप देखो कि when you talk about job A, if you can see it like in an initial like a job A में जैसे कि job A में I was having how many members, 50 members. Okay, in a job A 50 members, out of this 50 members what happened, 7 members were shifted to job B. Job B, it could be like उन लोगों को promotion मिला, that is the reason they have moved to the manager level. and 5 members have moved to the 5. डिमोशन हुआ इसलिए लाइन वर्कर्स में फिर से चले गए. एंड जॉब डी में क्या हो गया कि 0 employees have been transferred. And in the job A position, 10 employees have quit the job. Quit the job, terminated, or death could be any reason. Okay. तो यहाँ पर क्या हो रहा है कि if you can see is 50 employees में से अगर 7 employees जॉब बी में चले गए, 5 जॉब सी में चले गए और 10 क्विट कर दिए, तो how many will be remaining employees into my organization? It will be 28. जॉब ए पोजीशन पे कितने रिमेन थे? 2018 में मेरे पास 50 employees थे. Out of the 50 employees, how many are remain? 28 employees are remain into my organization. The same way job B में क्या हो रहा है कि 80 employees were there into the organization in the job B position. अब वो 80 employees में से 8 employees क्या हो गए? job A में transfer हो गए. अब फिर क्या हो गया कि job C में 8 हो गए, job D में 12 हो गए, quit 12 हो गए. तो यहाँ पर remain कितना है job B में? Job B I'll be having at the end 40 employees. Simultaneously in the job C 55 employees है तो 0 जॉब ए में ट्रांसफर हुए, बी में जॉब लाइक 0 ट्रांसफर हुए, सिर्फ 5 जॉब डी में ट्रांसफर हुए तो क्विट 6 हुए. तो रिमेनिंग आउट ऑफ 655 हाउ मेनी विल बी रिमेन? 39 विल बी रिमेन. अब उसी तरह से जॉब डी में भी क्या हो रहा है कि आफ्टर गेटिंग क्विट और आफ्टर बीइंग शिफ्टेड और ट्रांसफर आई विल बी रिमेन विद द 59 एम्प्लॉइज. Okay, so here you can see in the initially my employees were 50, 80, 55, 65 on the different jobs. Now what happens till the end years go, after getting transferred to the other positions or after being absent, after being quit from the organization, job में मेरे पास कितने हैं? 28 employees है. I am having 28 employees in the job A, then remaining 40 employees in the job B. Then in job C, I am having 39 employees. In a job D, I am having 59 employees. So, क्या हो रहा है कि I am having how many employees total remaining? 28, 40, 39, 59. When I just like sum up all this, how many employees will I'll be having into my organization? Like यहाँ पर 250 में से कितने बचे मेरे पास employees? When I just plus all this, I'll be having 219 employees into the organization. Okay, now when I divide this, अब यहाँ पर जॉब ए में देखो आप कितने रिमेन है? 28 हो गए. जॉब बी में से 8 एम्प्लॉइज आपके पास आए, जॉब सी से कोई नहीं है, जॉब डी से कोई नहीं है, तो कितने हैं जॉब ए पोजीशन पे अपने पास? 36. जॉब बी में भी आप देखिए कि लाइक 7 एम्प्लॉइज आई लाइक I got from okay sorry, how many remains? Like 7 employees from job B, 40 employees like I'm getting from job A. I'm getting how many employees? 7. 40 I am already having. job C से मुझे कोई employee नहीं transfer हुआ, ना तो job D से. Okay, so here quit कितना है यहाँ पर? In a B I'm having how many members quit from my organization? 12 members. Okay, so here job wise how many? 36, 44, 47, 55, 76 and 31. 31 are the employees who have quit from my organization. That could be excluded. After excluding and including all the employees who are remain, I'm having 219 employees who are ready to work into 2019. Or else if I'm not having any, I'm having a vacancies, I need to recruit the other 31 employees again. यहाँ पर क्या हो रहा है? With the help of this Markov transition employee model, it is helping us not only to see the internal and outflow of the employees, but also to mark an HR manager to understand that how many employees could be utilized, have been utilized in the per year, or like it could be for decisions like salary kitni diye the, like what are the things we were lacking behind. That is the reason we moved for the huge turnover, and how many employees have to be recruited. मतलब कितने positions vacant हुए हैं company में. Okay, so like it is made to like proper decisions could be taken related to the HR. So again, the Markov transition model is very easy if you understand it in a very well. Like it says the internal flow and the outflow of the employees from the organization to select to go for the recruitment process. इसके फायदे ये है, ये मॉडल के थ्रू what I can see is I can see कितने employees per year में recruit हुए थे, कितने employees move हुए, और how many employees are there to work for the next year, and how many employees I need to recruit it. Okay, so this is the Markov transition model. I hope it is clear for you all. In that we have seen the definition in a form of diagram. Like we have seen that it is the sources, it have three important characters. See that is the sources of inflows and the sources of outflows. After subtracting sources of inflows and outflows from the total number of employees there into the organization, we get the remaining current staffing unit, which is ready to work for the next year. We took the example for an XYZ organization whose initial staff for 2018 was 250, which have been deducted or reduced to the 219. So we will be getting an idea by how many employees were there. Like 219 में से क्या है 214 employees है सिर्फ like who have been had as like internal sorry employees in and were having an influence in the organization itself. But some like 31 employees was outflow that which have quit or got terminated or retired or dead. That could be any reason. Okay, this is the HR utility framework. Give me a second. Okay, so most probably we are done with our third unit, that is HR utility framework. We will remain with the topic. Tomorrow we'll start with the industrial relations, and in the industrial relations, we'll be discussing 2 or 3 topics, and we'll be going for like most probably uh, unit 4 and unit 5 is quite easier, and we are having a direct topics into it. So like quality of work life, inshallah till quality of work life we'll try to complete tomorrow. Quality circles, grievance management, labor turnover is again an important interesting topic, I can say. HR outsourcing, yeah, HR outsourcing. If what is I guess Tanveer have taken up this topic for their presentation. If possible, we'll ask the students who have taken the topics for this presentation. They'll be explaining or giving a seminar. Okay, for today, I guess in SUM microfinancing, Sarfaraz will be discussing for 5 minutes the topic, and then we'll be continuing with the venture capitalism. Okay, okay, Sarfaraz. I hope the topics were clear for you all.